Jai Hind everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel which is Explore Yourselves, Banking and General Knowledge etc. Jai Hind. Historical events of 1st February. A journey through time of 1st February 2025 Saturday. Today's that is 1st February highlight in history. 1662. The Chinese general Koxinga sieges the island of Taiwan after a 9-month siege. 1713. The Kalabalik or skirmish at Bender results from the Ottoman Sultan's order that his unwelcome guest King Charles XII of Sweden be seized. 1793. French Revolutionary Wars. France declares war on the United Kingdom and the Netherlands. 1796. The capital of Upper Canada is moved from New York to York. 1814. Mayon in the Philippines erupts, killing around 1200 people, which was the most devastating eruption of the volcano. 1835. Slavery is abolished in Mauritius. 1861. American Civil War. Texas secedes from the United States and joins the Confederacy a week later. 1864. Second Schleswig War. Prussian forces crossed the border into Schleswig, starting the war. 1865, President Abraham Lincoln signs the 13th Amendment to the United States Constitution. 1884, the first volume A to End of the Oxford English Dictionary is published. 1893, Thomas A. Edison finishes construction of the first motion picture studio, the Black Maria, in West Orange, New Jersey. 1895, Fountains Valley, Pretoria, the oldest nature reserve in Africa, is proclaimed by President Paul Kruger. 1896, La Boheme premieres in Turin at the Teatro Regio Turin, conducted by the young Arturo Toscanini. 1897, Shinhan Bank, the oldest bank in South Korea, opens in Seoul. 1900, Great Britain, defeated by Boers in key battles, named Lord Roberts commander of British forces in South Africa. 1908, Lisbon regicide. King Charles Carlos I of Portugal and Infante Luis Philip are shot dead in Lisbon. 1924, Russia-United Kingdom relations are restored over 6 years after the Communist Revolution. 1942, World War II, Joseph Terboven, Reichskommissar of German-occupied Norway, appoints Vidkun Quisling the Minister-President of the national government. 1942, World War II, US Navy conducts Marshal Gilbert's raids, the first offensive action by the United States against Japanese forces in the Pacific Theater. 1942, Voice of America, the official external radio and television service of the United States government, begins broadcasting with programs aimed at areas controlled by the Axis powers. 1942, Mao Zedong makes a speech on reform in learning, the party and literature, which puts into motion in the Yan'an rectification movement. 1946, Trygve Lie of Norway is picked to be the first United Nations Secretary General. 1946, the Parliament of Hungary abolishes the monarchy after 9 centuries and proclaims the Hungarian Republic. 1950, the first prototype of the MiG-17 makes its maiden flight. 1957, Northeast Airlines Flight 823 crashes on Rikers Island in New York City, killing 20 people and injuring 78 others. 1960, four black students stage the first of the Greensboro sit-ins at a lunch counter in Greensboro, North Carolina. 1964, the Beatles have their first number one hit in the United States with I Want to Hold Your Hand. 1968, Vietnam War. The execution of Viet Congress officer Nguyen Van Liem by South Vietnamese National Police Chief Nguyen Neng Ngoc Loan is recorded on motion picture film as well as in an iconic still photograph taken by Eddie Adams. 1968, Canada's three military services, the Royal Canadian Navy, the Canadian Army, and the Royal Canadian Air Force, are unified into the Canadian Forces. 1968, the New York Central Railroad and the Pennsylvania Railroad are merged to form Penn Central Transportation. 1972, Kuala Lumpur becomes a city by a royal charter granted by the young Dipat Tuan Agong of Malaysia. 1974, a fire in the 25-story Joelma building in Sao Paulo, Brazil kills 189 and injures 293. 1979, Iranian Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini returns to Tehran after nearly 15 years of exile. 1981, the underarm bowling incident of 1981 occurred when Trevor Chappell bowls underarm on the final delivery of a game between Australia and New Zealand at the Melbourne Cricket Ground (MCG). 1991, a runway collision between US Air Flight 1493 and SkyWest Flight 5569 at Los Angeles International Airport results in the deaths of 34 people and injuries of to 30 others. 1991, a magnitude 6.8 earthquake strikes the Hindu Kush region, killing at least 848 people in Afghanistan, Pakistan, and present-day Tajikistan. 1992, the Chief Judicial Magistrate of Bhopal Court declares Warren Anderson, ex-CEO of Union Carbide, a fugitive under Indian law for failing to appear in the Bhopal disaster case. 1996, the Communications Decency Act is passed by the US Congress. 1998, Rear Admiral Lillian E. Fishburne becomes the first female African American to be promoted to Rear Admiral. 2002, Daniel Pearl, American journalist and South Asia bureau chief of the Wall Street Journal, kidnapped on January 23, is beheaded and mutilated by his captors. 2003, Space Shuttle Columbia disintegrated during the re-entry of mission HTS-107 into the Earth's atmosphere, killing all 7 astronauts abroad. 2004, Hajj pilgrimage stampede. In a stampede at the Hajj pilgrimage in Saudi Arabia, 251 people are trampled to death and 244 injured. 2004, double suicide attack in Erbil on the offices of Iraqi Kurdish political parties by members of Jamaat al-Tawhid wal-Jihad. 2005, King Gyanendra of Nepal carries out a coup d'etat to capture the democracy, becoming chairman of the Councils of Ministers. 2007, the National Weather Service in the United States switches from the Fujita scale to the new enhanced Fujita scale to measure the intensity and strength of tornadoes. 2009, the first cabinet of Johanna Sigurðardóttir was formed in Iceland, making her the country's first female prime minister and the world's first openly gay head of government. 2012, 74 people are killed and over 500 injured as a result of clashes between fans of Egyptian football teams Al Misri and Al Ahly in the city of Port Said. 2013, the Shard, the sixth tallest building in Europe, opens its viewing gallery to the public. 2021, a coup d'etat in Myanmar removes Aung San Suu Kyi from power and restores military rule. 2022, 5-year-old Moroccan boy Ryan Oram falls into a 32-meter (105 feet) deep well in Igrahan village in Tamorot Commune, Chefchaouen province, Morocco, but dies 4 days later before his co-workers reached him. Thank you very much for your patience. Request for like, share and subscribe.